Hi, so we're going to be talking today a bit about common interview questions. And this is all about really the interview experience being a good one for you and one that you actually enjoy and which you gain something from. And obviously, if you don't prepare properly for an interview, that can be quite a negative experience and can set you back a little bit. So hopefully, we'll be talking today about some of the preparation that you can do by thinking through the interview questions which you might actually face in an interview. Some people would say to me that it's actually quite difficult to predict job interview questions, but in reality there are certain common questions that come up in most job interviews, so it's really important to think those through, think about your preparation and what you would say if you're asked those questions. And the one that we're going to be talking about in this video is the job interview question, can you tell me a bit about yourself? This would be a common question to hear at the start of the interview. It's an open question, so that means there's a variety of different ways that you can tackle this particular question. Probably my top tip in terms of this question really is that to think about what is underlying this question. So really what the employer is asking you in this interview is at the start of the interview to consider what's distinctive about you and how this matches what the company has outlined in its job specification that it's looking for in the role. So you've got to talk about two things. You've got to talk about yourself and you've got to talk about how you as an individual fit this particular role. So really a good starting point is to think about what would be some of the things that you could talk about. So you could talk about your passion for that company and that particular role. You could talk about your experience. You could talk about your skills and your qualities. These are all different things that you could talk about. So really you've got to have a go at practicing this question, thinking about how you would structure it, thinking again, as we talked about with your CV, what's your best evidence, what's the key things you really want to emphasize about yourself. And once you started to maybe make a list of these things and started to jot some bullet points down, then think about the structure, the order, the kind of logical flow of your answer, and then just have a go at actually giving your answer out loud, maybe using your phone to video this so you can play it back to yourself and you can review your answer and think about how you're going to improve it. So those are my top tips on the interview question, tell me about yourself, and we'll be looking at some other interview questions in some of the other videos.